Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to do a little Q&A. It's a collaboration with one of my favorite homesteading channels, Breaking Free Off Grid, and they challenged me to do this little 10-question Q&A about homesteading. Now, I don't really see myself as a typical homesteader or an official homesteader because I really just only have dogs and I live in the woods. I don't know what qualifies you as being a homestead. I think that means having animals and gardens and all that stuff. But anyways, I am probably making a little bit more of a foray into that this summer with the start of some gardens and stuff. So I'll try and answer it as best I can. Number one, do you homestead full-time or have a day job? So I have a day job that I work full-time in town, and I don't get to do my stuff out here full-time, which is a bummer. I would love to, because it keeps me busy, and if I do any more, like get chickens or get a garden going, then that's going to take even more time than I already spend on just doing normal chores around here. So anyways, that's the way it is now. I think a lot of us are in the same spot when we're starting out, so that's the plan for now. What was the first livestock animal you added to your homestead is the next question. So I don't have any livestock. I am thinking about getting some chickens though, and that's about all I've thought about right now. Starting a homestead on your own and running it and maintaining it and going away from it is it's a little bit tricky when you're alone, because you have to get somebody to watch it, and even just leaving my dogs alone is difficult. So I'll just have to see what I can manage, but I think to get a few chickens, 5 or 6 or something, and have them in a really secure area so my dogs don't try and murder them every day. That would be fun to have. I'd love to get eggs and maybe have some chickens for meat as well, but we'll see about that. I'll start with the garden first, but I'm jumping ahead because that is not a livestock animal. I do know animals I don't want. I definitely don't want goats. I used to want goats, baby goats, because they're freaking cute and adorable, especially when they're wearing pajamas. But I think one of the homesteading channels was talking about how problematic goats can be when they grow up. They said they're adorable for 12 weeks and then they turn into nightmares, and they're always trying to escape, and no matter what you do, it's hard to contain them with fencing. And I know with my dogs, when I had my 4 as puppies, they were such a nightmare to keep contained that all I did was fix fencing, and I built fencing 10, 12 feet high to keep them from jumping it, and they would just climb over it, climb down the other side, jump down the other side. And so I have had enough of fixing fences and trying to keep animals in, so I think goats are off the table for now. Oh, I do want bees though. Bees would be cool to have. A friend of mine, Laura, hi Laura, lives in Scotland, and she has bees, and she was showing us her little bee farm, or bee, what do you call it? Bee boxes. Bee boxes. She was showing us them a couple summers ago. She was showing us the bee boxes, and I remember seeing, we had a school presentation when I was in elementary school in grade 3 or something, and one of my teachers, her father was a beekeeper, and I remember being kind of intrigued by it then. I think we do have some bee people around here in the Yukon, so I mean, people are doing everything everywhere, so it'd be kind of cool to look into and check that out. What's my favorite way to cook eggs for breakfast? Soft, runny yolks. Fry it up with soft yolks. That's pretty much it. I will take them anyway, scrambled too, but I do like a runny yolk myself. How big is my current homestead, and how much bigger would you like it to be? I have 5 acres right now, and all around me is crown land. Actually, crown land on one side, and then the other side it's a grazing lease. So I don't have any. There's no neighbors or anything like that, and I don't really need to expand. I mean, I would just have to pay money for more land, but there would really be no point to doing it. I think you can do a lot in less than 5 acres even. I have the big open meadow in front of my place that I think would be a good place to get a garden going. But beyond that, it's boreal forest, and I don't know what I would do with that. Another animal I might want to have too is, I always loved horses. It'd be really cool to have a horse one day and just be able to explore all the trails around here. But that's another big commitment, and I'm not sure I want to take that on yet either. Some homesteading skills you'd like to learn in the next few years. So many skills. Gardening is number one. With this whole pandemic nonsense going on, it really hits home how much more self-sufficient you need to be. And I had always resisted gardening because I'm so bad at it, and I just kill everything that comes within, that is plant related or vegetable related that comes near me. So even plants that people tell me they guarantee that you can't kill, I kill them. That's just the way it goes. But I have to learn, and I have a few friends who are awesome gardeners, and one has a homestead herself, which has a huge garden, and she's really successful in it and is starting to sell a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go pick her brain, and I'm going to go pick their brains and see what they can transfer into my brain, so I don't kill everything that comes near me. What are my thoughts on fake meat? Blech. What does your dream homestead look like? Oh, like beautifully landscaped and maintained gardens and lawns. Not lawn, I don't know lawn, but I do have grass kind of out front of my place in the summer. But nice beautiful sheds instead of these crappy tarp things that keep ripping up and getting destroyed by wind. Luscious, thick gardens with lots of vegetables. A beautiful chicken barn with happy little chickens in it. What else do I want? Hey, what are you doing? See! Anyways, back to just had to go chase dogs down. Activity. Oh, I want a really nice woodshed too. I'm gonna get rid of this tarp. I might use this frame for a greenhouse, and then I will build over top of this because I have a pallet floor down. So I'm gonna build a good log, probably a pallet woodshed over top of my wood, and then so that'll free up this frame that I can use for a greenhouse this summer. So yeah, I mean, the ideal dreamstead dream homestead, I like that. It's gonna take a lot of work, but maybe one day I'll get there. What is your least favorite thing to do on the homestead? Well, my homestead, because it includes dogs, there's lots of picking up dog poo, so that is probably my least favorite. Also, by the end of this winter, I'm sure you've heard, if you watched any of my previous videos, that I was really sick of plowing by the end of the winter. What is one piece of advice you would give your past self? I guess it depends how far you go back. I don't know, there's not too many things that I regret doing here or would change. Like a lot of the things that I've done and kind of screwed up along the way, like building things that didn't work out, or drywalling or wiring, like not with wiring because you can't really screw that up too much, but everything else you kind of learn from your mistakes and learn as you go along the way. So I'm glad that I took on most of the projects myself instead of, I did hire out an electrician to finish up my place to make sure it was up to code, but other than that, like it's been good to learn through trial and error. I've learned a ton of stuff along the way. I might have, maybe asked for a bit more help along the way. I try and do everything myself, and, unless it's like 100% necessary that I can't lift something or I can't drag something or build something by myself, then I'll get someone to come help. But there's probably more times when I could ask for people to come give me a hand. But, yeah. I would maybe also... or maybe I'd date a carpenter. Because that would save me some time. What's one animal you would never raise in your homestead and why? Well, I did talk about the goats. I mean, they are freaking adorable, and I like the size of them. But, yeah, I probably wouldn't have goats. What else wouldn't I have? I probably wouldn't have pigs because they're gigantic. Well, my neighbor has pigs and they are gigantic. I guess not all pigs are, but the ones they have are massive. But there's one that they have that is also really adorable, and it made me also want to, actually almost want to get a pig because she was so cute. Her name is Bebe, and she's a furry, I don't know what they're called, but she's got like fur all over her, like this big coarse thick fur, and she's just adorable, and she can run really fast. She was chasing the quad when we were over there feeding her and the other animals. So, and she was super affectionate too, and except when I got too close to her and then she snorted in my face and knocked me on the ground. So I probably wouldn't have pigs. Bonus question, money is no option. You can add one thing to the homestead. What is it? Oh, money's no option? I would add a big giant garage / shop so I could fit all my vehicles in there, my quad, my truck, my car, and have a nice big workbench area to work on things and hang up all my tools and chainsaws and axes and have everything organized in one area that's also heated so I can work in there in the winter. Right now I have to run outside in freezing weather if I need a screwdriver to find it in my shed. I mean, I have some inside, but I keep a lot of stuff outside because I don't have a lot of space inside, so a lot goes in the shed. So that would be great to have a nice heated shop, and then I could just chill out there and hang out in there and get stuff done. So yeah, that would be my go-to for having unlimited money. Thanks for watching. That was my 10 questions and a bonus question about homesteading. So hope you enjoyed it, learned about a little bit more about me and my plans for the future, and we'll see you next time. Okay, where was I? Deal, but it works for now, and it kept my kept my tools kind of organized this past year. Hi. One of my favorite other skills. What other skills do I want to learn? Hey, there's my glasses. I've been looking for these for like a week.